Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video we are over at Universal Studios Orlando and we are going to break down the top 5 most overrated rides here at Universal Studios so that you can avoid them, you can help save yourself some time, skip these if you're short on time, and go and focus on the rides that we love, the great rides here at Universal, the rides that didn't make this list essentially. So I'm really excited for this video. Let's go get started. Okay, so coming in at number 5 of the top 5 most overhyped rides, we do have Woody Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a great starting coaster for the kids. However, what we feel like is it is a little outdated and it's only 44 seconds long. So we think there might be some better themed options such as Flight of the Hippogriff over at Islands of Adventure. And it did make the list. It kind of hurt me to do it because I grew up on these sort of cartoons. However, in at number 5, Woody Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster. So number 4 on the list of the most overhyped / the worst rides here at Universal Studios Florida, and we have Kang and Kudos, Twirl, and Hurl. Now don't get me wrong, if you are a Simpsons fan, you're gonna enjoy this ride because you will enjoy the characters and remind you of the show. However, when you look past that, we find like this ride is just overhyped, mainly because it's gonna take you a couple minutes to walk through the actual queue, but then the ride itself is only about 2 minutes. Not only that, but it's really a glorified Dumbo where you just kind of just go up in the air, spin around a little bit. Overall, we just feel like there are better options for you to go and enjoy your time here in the parks. Okay, so number 3 on the most overrated rides here at Universal Studios Orlando. I was a little surprised this one made the list, but not so much, I guess, when I really sit down and think about it, and that is Despicable Me right behind me. Now, this ride is a motion simulator, so if you do get motion sickness, this is another reason why I guess a lot of people don't like this ride. It kind of confuses people because it always has a long wait time. However, we believe that's because it's right here in the front of the park, so most people just gravitate towards it. They always go to it first. However, if you're gonna have those long wait times, then with that comes, high expectations, and we think that Minions does not live up to the hype. It's almost like they should be building another Minions ride here at Universal. Maybe we'll get that, maybe we won't, I don't know. But for right now, at number 3, Minions did make the list. Okay, so the second most overhyped ride here at Universal Studios Florida, and we do have Fast and the Furious Supercharged. Now, I have to be honest, if you like the movies, then definitely come check out the ride, but not really for the ride, more so for the queue. As you'll see, there are a ton of hot rods and some noddle, touches to some of the characters throughout the movies. Now, when it comes to the ride itself, I think that's where this ride falls flat. Now, specifically because when you think of the Fast and the Furious franchise, you think of high speed, high moving rides. However, that's not really what we got here. It's essentially you go onto a party bus and you go on a high speed chase. The problem is there's no chase. I think what a lot of folks was hoping for, something similar to Test Track over at Disney, but really what we got was a big party bus surrounded by 2 big screens. So I think that's what a lot of people have an issue with. That's really my issue with the ride, and that's why it made the list of the number 2 most overhyped / number 2 worst rides here at Universal Studios Florida. Okay, so number 1 on the list of overrated rides here at Universal Studios, and we have Jimmy Fallon's Race Through New York. Now, just like a lot of the rides here at Universal, this is a motion simulator. And I think that's one of the reasons why I personally don't like it, and I think a lot of folks aren't a huge fan because you might get motion sickness on this ride. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Jimmy Fallon, I love the late night show, and there's a lot of cool nods to NBC, a lot of the old late night hosts over the years. It really reminds you of the actual building in New York City where the show is hosted and recorded. However, with that being said, there's just something missing about it. Yes, Jimmy challenges you to a race through New York. However, outside of that, there's really nothing that pops. It's a motion simulator ride, like I said, and I think the fact that it replaced Twister is a big thing for a lot of folks, and me personally, I love Twister, so the fact that this was the ride that replaced it, maybe I feel, a little slighted about that, and I'm a little biased. However, it is number 1 on the list of the most overhyped rides. Okay, so that's the list. Those are the top 5 most overrated rides here at Universal Studios Florida. I hope that I might have surprised some of you with the ride list. Maybe I put a ride on the list that is your favorite. Be sure to let me know in the comment section. Be sure to let me know if I missed anything that you think should be on this list as the top 5 worst rides here at Universal Studios Florida. I hope you guys found this video helpful / entertaining. If you are in the process of planning a Universal Universal Orlando trip and you want to make sure that you avoid rides that aren't as good and get the most out of your time in the parks, be sure to go check out our website, theparkprodigy.com. We do have a bunch of free vacation planning tools, a bunch of discounted theme park tickets, everything you need to be as prepared as possible for your next trip. I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys again so much. I will talk to you soon.